Well, some unbelievable shit happened this week during a peace march, a so called peace march, against the Vietnam War. Thousands of protesters took to the streets in cities all the way across the United States, demanding that the war be ended, the United States withdraw from this pointless war. Look at all these weird hippies. There were people dressed like freaks, there were people with giant glasses and people with weird bonnets and all kind of weird signs and peace and love things. Nobody was really sure what to do exactly. No one in this particular rally was harmed. Nobody in this particular rally caused any major problems, but speaking against the National U.S. Army is always a bad idea because we don't want to speak anything against those poor soldiers out there in the middle of the fields and fighting in the trenches for you and for those you love. There's anarchy in the streets. There were also anti-war campaigns. There were people of all types. Civil rights leaders were marching in the streets demanding an end to this pointless conflict, as they called it. I don't necessarily agree with that necessarily myself, but the cops were arresting folks, but apparently no one was too severely hurt except for a bunch of hippies that got their heads beaten in and dragged away and were never seen again. But as we all know, that's just a part of freedom. The San Francisco had their own protests. People were marching in the streets and demanding that we get out of Vietnam. And naturally, of course, there was a giant stadium party and turned into kind of a free-for-all. There was a lot of naked people running around and holding signs, and a free concert broke out in the park. No one was sure what to do, but nobody was hurt, and this pacifism turned a little bit violent for a moment, but everybody did okay, I believe. So meanwhile, over in Rome, they were protesting the same shit. They don't like war either, and naturally other countries are always protesting when the United States goes to war because we don't want to go to war, and neither do other countries want us to go to war because war sucks. But, the cops kicked some ass as usual and made sure that everybody paid the price for speaking their minds. And we had a sit-in protest, and a whole bunch of hippies sat around, and we just sprayed them with the fire hose. And then went in later and beat them down and shot a few, and I think we're going to get these hippies under control. Eventually, we're going to be able to get them under control completely, and then we won't have to deal with this nonsense anymore. Ho hum to our great leader and support the war, my friends.